Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you along an adventure. We are gonna make homemade fudge. In case you don't know, fudge is quite popular here in the UK. Honestly, I don't know if it is on other parts of the world or not. But it's this dessert that is soft, it's like little cubes and it's soft and super sweet. It has so much sugar and it's also really expensive. There's some specialty shops where you can buy fudge and there's like a different 1,000 flavors you can choose from. And in the Christmas time it's very popular and it's a very common gift to give to other people because it's like fancy, it comes in little nice boxes, but like I said, it's really expensive. So I thought, being the crazy person that I am, that it would be super fun to try and make my own homemade fudge. I've never made fudge. I haven't even eaten it that many times, like twice I had, I think. But I googled some recipes of different flavors and we're gonna try it out. So I'm gonna make 3 different flavors today. I don't remember exactly which ones they were. I know there's a peanut butter one, which I hate peanuts, so I'm not going to be trying that one. I'm going to make it and let Josh be the judge of if it's good or not. Then I think it was the classic vanilla fudge, nothing in it, just literally vanilla flavor. And the other one, I think it was white chocolate, but I'm not sure if it was like peanut butter and white chocolate or if white chocolate is the third one. I don't remember. Either way, I know that I have the ingredient list for 3 different flavors of fudge. We're gonna go to one of those big supermarkets that hopefully will have all the ingredients that I need. I'm gonna buy the ingredients and then we're gonna come home and make some fudge either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try today, but let's see how the day takes us. Fudge is relatively quick to make, but then it needs a few hours to set before you can cut it, which means that ideally I would like to make it today so I can leave it overnight to set and tomorrow be back and cut it and try it. I don't know if it's going to be possible, I'll keep you posted, but I thought it was nice to bring you along this culinary experience and give you some feedback if it's worth it, if it's difficult to make, if it's good, if it's not. And maybe if I manage to publish this video before Christmas and this fudge is actually good, you'll have a Christmas gift recommendation from moi. So let's go!
Later that same evening.
Hello, I'm back home. Today we're gonna be doing the classic vanilla fudge. To be honest, it's the one that seems the most complicated because you need to bring it to a boil and stir it, but then you also need to whisk it, and I don't have an electric hand mixer. So I was thinking I'll probably use my Thermomix. I'm just gonna make everything in the Thermomix. I just decided. Then the second one we're gonna do is the peanut butter fudge. This one seems really simple. You just mix everything together. Doesn't need to bring to a boil, doesn't need to do anything. You just mix it and then you put it in the freezer. And this one actually said you need to store it in the freezer. So that makes me wonder if they will be at room temperature. They might become super soft or even melt, which means it wouldn't be a good fudge to offer. But we'll try it anyway. And the third one is the one I'm most excited for. Well, I'm also very excited for the vanilla one, to be honest. But the third one is Baileys and white chocolate fudge. How amazing does that sound? And it seems very simple. First one, we have the peanut butter fudge. For this one, we're gonna need 500 grams of peanut butter, 6 tablespoons of coconut oil. I melted it in a microwave. I don't know if I have enough here, but if not, I'll melt some more. We're gonna need a teaspoon of vanilla. This is 1/3 cup of maple syrup, and this is 1/4 cup of roasted peanuts that we're gonna chop a little bit. And basically, all we have to do is mix everything together in that big bowl, and then we're gonna sprinkle these chopped on top.
Yeah.
It's so hard to mix this. The peanut butter is so solid in the middle, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Whew, muscles. This is as smooth as it's going to get. It's a solid boy. Here it is, peanut butter fudge. And now we put it in the freezer for 2 hours. Next up, let's start on the basic vanilla fudge. So let me prepare the ingredients and then I'll walk you through it. For this one, we only need 4 ingredients. 1 can of evaporated milk, butter, 150 grams, 500 grams of sugar, and again, some vanilla, obviously, because this is a vanilla fudge. You put everything in the saucepan and you mix and melt for 20 minutes. So I'm going to use my Thermomix machine. And a 1 and a 2. And while this one is bubbling away, I'm gonna start on the third one, which I'm gonna do in the saucepan, and that one is the Baileys and white chocolate fudge. So let me prepare the ingredients and I'll show you. 200 grams of white chocolate, 150 mils of Baileys, I haven't measured that because I have here my milk, 50 mils of milk, and in the saucepan I already have 350 grams of sugar and 30 grams of butter. So now what we do is we mix the sugar, the butter, the milk, and the Baileys all together and we bring to a boil. For the Baileys it's 150 total, but we don't put it straight away, all of it, we keep some for later. And the vanilla one that I have here on the machine, once it's boiling, you keep it on the stove, in this case in the machine, and you keep stirring it for 20 minutes. In the saucepan, once everything is melted, you wait for it to boil, and then you let it boil for 10 minutes and you stir frequently. While that is happening, I'm going to chop the white chocolate because then we're going to add it so it fits in smaller pieces, it makes it easier. Got the white chocolate all chopped up. The mixture is bubbling away, the rest of the Baileys is ready to go, and in here we have the vanilla one. It's also bubbling away. So I'm gonna let everything bubble away, and once the timers are finished, I'll come show you and put everything in pans and mix the rest of the things. It's been 10 minutes since this is bubbling. I'm now gonna turn off the heat, add the rest of the Baileys and add the white chocolate, and we're gonna mix it until smooth, but off the heat. And now the heat inside the pot should be enough to melt the white chocolate. So we just keep stirring and stirring until that happens and it becomes smooth. This is setting really quickly, so you need to move fast to spread it around the tin. There it is. As you can see, it sets really quickly. It already has like a thin layer on top. This one goes into the fridge for 3 hours. Into the fridge we go. Actually, this is too hot and I'm afraid it might break the glass inside the fridge. So I'm gonna leave it here maybe for half an hour and then I'll put it in the fridge. Alright, so the vanilla one is finished, and what you have to do is, let me consult my notes. Apparently now you remove from the heat and you leave it to rest 5 minutes. And then after 5 minutes what we have to do is beat it until it's no longer glossy. I'm gonna use the machine. In the video that I followed, she used a handheld mixer, electric mixer. You know what I mean. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm gonna leave the links for all the videos, all 3 of the videos that I'm following. They're gonna be in the description because I'm just following their instructions. My camera is running out of battery, so I'm gonna put it upstairs charging. But before I go, let me just mention, once the 5 minutes are up, I'm gonna whisk it until it's no longer glossy, like I said, and then I'm gonna put it in the tin. And then this one sets at room temperature for 2 to 3 hours.
2 hours later.
It's been a couple of hours. The fudges are ready, kind of. Let me show you what happened. So I have the white chocolate and Bailey's. It's very tough. It's been in the fridge and completely firm to the touch. Amazing, ready to be chopped. The peanut butter one, it's completely firm as well. It's been in the freezer. And the other one that was supposed to be at room temperature, I don't know if it was because I made it in the machine instead of on the stove top like the recipe says, but it's completely liquid. It was supposed to be firm straight away, and then when you beat it more, it's supposed to be even firmer, at least according to the video. But it was liquid, and I beat it for like 10 more minutes, and it was still liquid. I still put it in the pan, and I left it here at room temperature, and it's still liquid, but more solid than what it was. So I think I'm now going to put it in the fridge overnight and check in tomorrow to see how it is, but I doubt that something is going to happen, so it will probably just end up either down the toilet or in the bin. But I was really looking forward to that because there was the vanilla one. So tomorrow when I check in, if it's still bad, I might go to the supermarket, buy another can of whatever, that can of milk, and do it again. Or maybe I'll look for another recipe of vanilla fudge. But let's try the other two. Let me show you how they're looking. So this is the one that I said is completely liquid. It now has kind of a crust on top, you see when I shake, but you can see it's completely liquid still, but I'll put it in the fridge. This is the white chocolate and Bailey's. It's completely firm, you can remove it. Here it is. And this is the peanut butter one, also completely firm. Let's cut these ones and see how they taste. Obviously I'm not going to taste this because I hate peanuts. But let's see if they cut well, if they don't. One thing that I noticed was that in the videos they usually use small knives to cut the things instead of long sharp knives. I do have one of those, but it's in the dishwasher. Oh, by the way, if you hear any weird background noise, it's the dishwasher that is running. This is how it looks. It is really soft. It's firm but soft. It's so soft, it melts in your mouth. It's sticky, just like fudge is supposed to be, but melts in your mouth. The most obvious flavor is Bailey's. It's not super mega intense, but if you know what Bailey's tastes like, you can definitely recognize it here. But if you ignore the Bailey flavor, you can also taste the white chocolate, which is really cool. Look how soft it is in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna take one to Josh and I'll let you know what he says. I reckon the Fudge Adventure was a success, except for the vanilla one. I might still try and redo that one, but I'll check up with you tomorrow after having the one that I did today overnight in the fridge. So we'll see how it is in the morning and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you there.
Many minutes later.
Hello, it's been 2 days since I made the fudge, and the vanilla that was supposed to be a fail has been sitting in the fridge for 2 days. I could have recorded this yesterday, but I was busy, so I just left it there for one more day, and now I'm here to finally check in with you guys. However, spoiler alert, it's still very liquid. You can see it's way more solid than what it was before, but it's still not fudge. So I'll be throwing this in the bin, but before that I'm gonna take a spoon and I'm gonna taste it. I haven't yet, I have no clue what it tastes like. Wow. That's actually a very cool effect. It tastes like caramel. It's so good. I'm gonna have another spoon. Maybe I won't throw this in the bin. This does taste very good. And I came here all ready to tell you that I was not gonna bother doing this again because we already have the other two fudges. I was gonna say because we already have that, I'm not gonna bother doing some more fudge. But now this tastes really good, so now I wonder if this would actually be good as fudge. I think I'm gonna do it. I think so, but I'll let you know tomorrow or the day after or whatever it is, but I'll let you know. But I think so. I think it's gonna happen. It's so good. Okay, let's go. Bye.
Later.
Hello, it's a few days later and we are going to repeat the vanilla fudge. I have evaporated milk, vanilla, sugar right here, and butter is still in the fridge. I'm gonna make it on the saucepan like I'm supposed to, and let's see if this time it works out better or not. Let's go. So first ingredient, I have my saucepan on top of my machine just so I can measure it. First ingredient is 500 grams of sugar. And to this we're gonna add 150 grams of butter. Now in here, 2 teaspoons of vanilla and a 1 and a 2. 1 can of evaporated milk. Change of plans, I need a bigger pot. So it's been 20 minutes. Eventually, I was about to say that eventually I stopped stirring because it wasn't becoming any thicker, but now it burned the bottom. I should have kept stirring like the recipe says, but it wasn't getting thicker, so I thought maybe it's because I keep stirring it, and when I stopped stirring it, it immediately started getting thicker. So I left it, and then it burned the bottom. But at least the pan is good, because the burn all came from the end. So at least I didn't ruin my pan. Moral of the story, when a recipe tells you you need to keep stirring, you need to keep stirring. I put some in the plate, I let it cool down, and then I tried, and it doesn't taste bad, guys. It tastes like caramel. It doesn't taste like burnt. So now I'm resuming the recipe. The next step is that you're supposed to let it sit for 5 minutes, which I did, and then you stir until it's no longer shiny. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. And oh my god, my arm. Here it is on the pan. Now we let it set at room temperature for 2 to 3 hours or whatever, how long it takes until it's solid. I'll come back in a couple of hours so we can slice it together and see if it's solidified, if it didn't. On the video, it seemed like it was thicker when they put it in the pan. So, I don't know. I don't have any hopes for this, but we'll try. Hello, it's the next day. Yesterday I ended up not coming back to deal with the fudge because me and Josh were entertained watching TV, and by watching TV I mean we watched 7 hours straight of TV. But now it's the next day and the fudge, it's right next to me, the fudge has been sitting here for all this time. It seems very solid. It is very shiny on top. Can you see the shine? I don't think it's supposed to be this shiny, but it is. I'm gonna take it out, cut it into squares, and we're gonna try it and see if it tastes like burned or not. And as always, I'm also gonna take a square for Josh to try. Let's do it. I don't think this is right because you cannot even cut it. Yeah, it's too gooey. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Let's try it anyway. Let's try it. It tastes like caramel. It even gets stick to your teeth. It tastes really good. What do I do with it? Because obviously I cannot cut it. Maybe I can roll it into balls? Hello, editing Manganet here. I was just finishing editing this video and I realized that I never recorded a conclusion or a final clip for this. So this was my fudge adventure. We ended up keeping the 3 types of fudge, and because the vanilla one, even though it burned, didn't taste like burn, just tasted like caramel, we also kept that one in balls in the fridge. It is very soft and it's definitely not fudge. We cannot call it fudge, but maybe it's some sort of chewy caramel, I don't know. It tastes good, that's the point. And so give it a try if you want. Honestly, I don't think it's really worth the effort, because the first 2 that I made, they were not that complicated to make, but they're not amazing, they don't taste that good. And then the 3rd one, which is the one that tastes better, is the one that is the most complicated to make. So take it as you wish, make it or not. If you want to try fudge in case you never did, then try maybe one of the other ones because they're more similar to fudge, or look for more recipes online. And if you have tried fudge in the past, let me know in the comments what's your favorite flavor, and I'll see you very soon in the next video here on my channel. Bye!